DC external power, we are on GPU. Start the APU.
So, are you good with flying this leg again? And I'll just sort of do my co-pilot thing?
If you want.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to.
That's what I want to do.
It's like all the flying and none of the work? Yeah, sure.
That's
why
right.
Not?
Yeah.
Twist my arm. Okay, well then I'll let you do the first officer flows.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll let you do the flight plan. Looks like the Turks 3 departure.
Okay.
I've got way too many tabs up here. My workflow is
Yeah,
all
me
over the
too.
place.
Let me just declutter. So Bozeman Turks. There we are. Okay, there it is. And let's see. Shit, where is Missoula in relation to us?
West by, what is it, 140 miles northwest.
Okay, can we take 3-0 with our weather? Let's see. Yes, we can take 3-0. The wind's 330. Okay, yep. So do runway 30. And we'll do Turks 3. Clear out our flight plan.
Get some more of that beautiful jet fuel.
Yeah, it's what, about a 45-minute flight, give or take?
Yeah.
You just want to see me smacking into a mountainside.
No, I wouldn't let you do that. I hope I'm smart enough to stop it. Man. So Bozeman's still in the nav radios, which is good.
Okay.
I'm going to call Yellowstone a decent sort of halfway point there, which is... Oh, maybe not. It's my map updates. Oh, come on. You can do it. You know, Canadian internet.
What are you on, Rogers?
Who am I with? A company called Eastlink. I get really good speeds out of it. It's just my speeds when I'm actually downloading stuff are excellent, but my response time's pretty low.
Are you, what is it, cable or is it?
It's cable. So
fiber.
I get sort of 100 down. And,
that's good.
I get about 100 down, 10 up, which is tons of speed, but it's just not super responsive.
Let me just see where the Turks dumps us off here. I'll clear out all my Jackson Hole crap. I've got way too many tabs too. Okay, Turks 3. And take it to Turks or all the way to Whitehall. Is Whitehall along the way? Let's see.
Yeah, so Whitehall's just straight.
Yeah, I see it right there. Okay. Oh, I see Whitehall's almost due west of us.
Yeah.
All right, so we can go Turks to Whitehall. Losing, HIA. Oh, okay, Helena's too far to the north, so you have Turks to Whitehall. One day I'll learn how to use letter keys. My big challenge in life. And let's see, there's probably not a star, but there is certainly that approach.
Yeah, and I think it starts. When does it even start at here?
It
I can barely read. There's so much terrain.
Jumis, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see whether we can go direct Jumis, how far that is.
Yeah, and so we got an MEA for that first leg of 11,000.
Let's see if it pulls it up out of the database. I bet you it will.
And the MSA is 11,000 anyway.
All right, and then for an arrival, what we'll do, that is the RNP Z or Z, as the case may be. Although, look, in Canada you say Z, but you certainly, I hope you don't say ZZ top for the band.
No.
All right, good.
Yeah, it is YYZ. If you're listening to
Are
Rush.
You serious? Really?
Yeah. If you're listening to Rush, it is. Yeah.
Well, you know, they belong to the world, Rush.
That's right. That's right. Our gift to you. We apologize for
That's quite
Celine
okay.
Dion and Justin Bieber, and we
I can't apologize for Rush.
give you Rush.
All right, so wow, there's actually an ILS for this as well. That's got to be a funky ILS. That can't be right. It's in the database, but that can't be right. I've seen things in the database that have no corresponding plates.
Yeah, so have I, unless they're, like you said, company approaches or something.
Yeah, all right, so let's see. Our transition for that approach will be... Oh, this is where I always get screwed up, is which, you know, you try to find a transition by going into your en route chart, and it's not, you know...
Yeah, I would say Lolo or Jumis, whatever it gives you as a transition there.
Okay, Lolo it is. Is Lolo before Jumis, by the way?
Yeah.
All right.
It's well east.
That should be good. How did you find it, by the way? On which did you go to?
Just looking on the plate.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
on the end of the plate. Okay.
Yeah.
Lolo, and we'll delete that no link. And let me just cross-fill it over to you. Clear this one out first. I don't know what happens if you actually cross-fill over an existing flight plan, but I'm not about to find out. Probably like, you know, if you cross streams or something like that. I work on Columbus Circle, right where the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man began his rampage. So it's kind of like I look out the window and I see the very buildings he destroyed. It's kind of cool.
That's really neat.
Okay, and again, we're going to come off of 3-0, and we're going to be flying the Turks 3, which consists of...
It's RNAV, which is nice.
Right, okay. Heading, which is, looks like runway heading, and then a left turn.
Yeah.
And then a slight right turn.
You're
I love
good.
how they say thence.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah, just slip into Old English there.
Yeah, thence thou shalt.
Exactly, and remember, it's more important. The thou shalt nots are even more important.
That's right.
All right, and expect filed. It's the one thing about ATC that terrifies me. Nothing terrifies me except readback clearances.
Yeah, it's a lot going on, but it's always in the same sequence, so it's not like they're just giving it to you random.
And usually, almost always, you get what you file anyway. So it's like
A lot of the time, yeah.
If you don't know that, then you got problems.
Yeah.
All right, spin our bug around here. 2303. Shall we get going?
Yeah, super happy.
Okay. Those aren't our new V speeds. Let me see if my calculator corresponds with your little thing here.
Well, we just need to top up the fuel, and I can.
Oh yeah, otherwise it's not going
readjust.
to give an accurate reading anyway.
Yeah, so we're at 4,500.
Okay, our doors are shut.
Yeah, actually, those V speeds are still going to be good anyway.
Okay.
So 122 all across the board, and then
Higher V climb and V fry.
yeah, so it'll be 34 and 54.
Okay. Yeah, we're practically at the same altitude, practically the same temperature, and almost the same weight.
Yeah.
Okay, you said 34 and 54?
Yeah.
Okay, they're good on your side. Good. And we'll try 18. I mean, if we have to climb above something, we'll go above it.
All right, pre-start checklist. If you're ready.
I am ready. Go.
Right, so I've done the restore start flows myself. Tests are done. Before start checklist. Ready to check flow to complete gear pins. Do we have them?
Checking. Let's see. They're crafty. Yep, 3 pins.
All right. Let's see my electrical page up here. Pre-flight checks are complete. External power. We are on external power, and we can disconnect that, and the gen is ready to go on the APU.
All right, disconnecting external power. Now. Done. I love how it just disappears. It just vanishes.
Yeah, all right, so the APU's taking the load, and we've got 28 volts. We need 24 for the start. We're good. Circuit breakers, we haven't touched them. They're all in. Escape hatch is closed. Nose wheel steering is off. Flight guidance control panel is set. Fuel quantity. We only have 2,000 pounds of fuel with us.
Yes, so that needs to...
I'll
I'll load that, sure.
Okay.
Would you say 4,500?
Yeah, we'll just take whatever we took last time.
Okay.
It keeps the math easy.
4,500 and... I did... Oh, that's right. I did 4,745. There we go. All right.
All right, so I've got the fuel. Am I getting the amount of fuel you are? Yes, I am. Okay.
Okay, yep, I see. Yep, 2250 on each side.
Okay, hydraulic number 3 pressure is checked. I'm showing 2,800 psi. And turn that.
And I see the same thing. Okay.
Close the lid. Emergency brake is park. And power levers are in disconnect. Fuel is off. And emergency belt light is armed. Fasten seatbelt switch is on. And departure briefing is complete.
Great.
Engine start checklist to the line. So we get the batteries coming on. Doors, fueling lights closed and out. Anti-collider is now red and ready for the push.
Okay, I'll call for the push.
Talk to Hans Gruber here.
Again, yes. Yeah, I'm Hans, and I'm going to push you back. Let me just look at where we are to see how we can push. We're going to 3-0, so we'll want to push nose left. Yep, hang on. And there's only a stubby little Frontier old 7. No, it's a 700 series. No, it can't be. That's a 318. I don't know what that is. No, it's a regional jet. I don't know. It's a small thing. All right, so we'll push nose left. Come on, Hans. Are you hearing it?
I am.
I'm not hearing it.
It's ready to release the parking brake.
All right. Oh, don't tell me I'm frozen. Please. I can't release the parking brake. Hold on. Let me...
Okay. I'll just let you leave it for a second because my parking brake it came off and then it came back on.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me hold on for a second. And what happened was I popped outside and the sound died when I came back in.
Right.
And, oh, you know why? I'm still paused.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Okay, wait that. I think... I'm still getting no sound, but let me... Okay, parking brake is off. You want me to do the start?
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll start 2. Okay.
And one's coming up.
All right.
Oil pressure's off the peg.
Stop the push here. Stop the madness. Okay, I hear it now. Thank goodness. Set the parking brake.
Pushback complete. Set the parking brake.
Ah, there's that beautiful dash
Parking
sound.
brake set. Can we get clearance at number 1?
Control is free and clear of nose gear. Clear to start the engine number 1. Have a nice flight.
Okay, number 1 turning.
Right.
And actually number 2 looks good already.
And one's up. Oil pressure's off the peg. Fuel flow is coming in. To set to...
Just going to bring out our APU.
Okay, yeah, number 2 gen's taking the load. So okay.
Okay. Just going to wait on 1 for 1 second. Parking brake is set. Let me set my takeoff trim here. And we'll do another flaps 10. I mean, we could do flaps 5. I just like flaps 10. It gives me a nice angle of departure.
Oh, yeah.
It's everything is habit.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What's the line? It started as a perversion and now it's a hobby. I forget where I read that. It's a great piece of dialogue. I've been reading this author Lawrence Block, who did you ever see the movie Walk Among the Tombstones with Liam Neeson?
No, big fan of Liam Neeson, but I never even heard of the movie.
Yeah, it's set in New York detective. Anyway, Lawrence Block writes two main characters, two running characters. One is Matt Scudder, who's alcoholic, retired New York private detective, and kind of dark. That's Liam Neeson, and a sort of lighthearted burglar who ends up solving murders named Bernie Rodenbar. But Lawrence Block has been writing since the 1950s. With Donald Westlake and Elmore Leonard, Get Shorty and all the rest of that.
Yeah.
And let's see. Okay, so we're good on our engines, and shall we make our way out to?
We shall.
All right, let's turn our oxygen pumps on here. Boom, boom. Auto feather. Okay. But anyway, the thing is that he's written about 75 novels in his career and many more short stories. He just writes, and he's written under pseudonyms and pen names and all sorts of other stuff. And one of his colleagues way back in the early '60s was a guy named L. Ron Hubbard, who wrote pulp science fiction.
Yeah.
And joked to his friends that one of his friends joked to him that the only way you can really make money is to start your own religion, and so he did. That's basically how Scientology got started.
Wow.
Was on that sort of note. So he, kind of. Let's see. Do I make a right turn here?
Yeah, right turn.
Yeah, this is the parallel taxiway. Okay, but the problem is that Lawrence Block hasn't written a Scudder in a few years. He pretty much retired the series, and he hasn't written a Rodenbar. But he just wrote a great sort of modern revival of the 1960s pulp fiction, noirs.
Yeah.
Which is great, except they are unbelievably, at times, sexually explicit.
Okay.
And, I mean, even though, people kill each other and have sex and hook up and all the rest of that in the Scudders, and they do in a sort of euphemistic way in the Rodenbars, it's like, now I'm just like picturing frickin' Bernie Rodenbar doing all sorts of just unbelievably graphic things to some young lady, and it's just like I know he's a versatile author and he really is he does it well.
Yeah.
But it's like you just don't. It's like walking in on your parents having it's just terrible.
Yeah.
But so I'm in the middle of the book. It's called The Girl with Deep Green Eyes.
Okay.
And it is it's twisted good.
Good.
I mean, I don't know what you read, but
yeah, I have a penchant for. I try and avoid fiction. I find if I'm gonna read something that's. Yeah, I did a lot of autobiographies and stuff like that, historical accounts of.
Are
a lot of flying books and. Yeah.
Are you into physics at all? Because there's a.
Yeah.
There is a great book called Quantum, which is basically about the discovery of quantum mechanics and how it totally flummoxed the physics world. Because I mean, if you know even a little bit about quantum mechanics, and most people only know a little bit, and I certainly only know a little bit, is that it is totally counterintuitive. I mean, the proposition is on very small scales, things basically act at random.
Right.
And in strange ways and become entangled, and you entangle a pair of electrons and you separate them or something, and you change one of them and the other one changes, even though you're halfway around the planet. Is this it, or is it the next one up?
This is we'll keep going, and then left 180 onto this is the smaller crossing runway.
Right.
It's going to get the bleeds to minimum there for a bit. Just keep the fog off everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can actually keep the bleeds. I found no harm from keeping the bleeds on and in for the takeoffs. But I mean, we are high altitude, so.
Yeah. Well, mercifully, then we got a 9,000 foot runway to work with here.
Yeah.
Not like Jackson Hole or Eagle County for that matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, there's less there than meets the eye.
Oh yeah.
Especially on landing. Did you do the arrival that brings you up along the road in the shopping center?
Yeah, yeah. But
think that's
unfortunately,
really
it was
the only
like
way
sort
in.
of popping in and out of cloud the whole time. It certainly wasn't legal, but it was safe and effective in the end.
Oh yeah, I got a spanking on the Majestic forum for like some approach I flew up to Juneau. And so I finally, a guy there gave me some great tips on, VOR navigation, and I finally asked him, but yeah, if you see the cloud between you and the airport and you divert around it, you cancel your IFR, clearance and go visual, is it legal? And at that point he said, well, I don't know, I'm not a pilot.
Oh, jeez.
But he was spot on with everything else, so I mean,
so you couldn't,
can't
under
really
IFR,
quibble.
you couldn't get a visual approach, but if it was, the clouds were few or less, so
Right.
less than 3 octaves or whatever, you could have, canceled, gone VFR, hooked around, and then dumped in. But yeah, you couldn't have done a visual approach under IFR rules.
Okay, so before
flights
takeoff
are
checklist.
Lights are on. Flight taxi, I'll let you set it to flight. Gust lock is coming off.
Okay.
So condition leaves are max. Trims are set. I see yours a little bit nose down.
Oh yeah,
there.
hold
That's
on.
how you like it?
I like it right before the point where it beeps at me, so I'm just gonna
There you go.
avoid the annoyance. And let me set my rudder trim too while we're at it.
And takeoff warning test.
Doing it now.
No,
What do we got?
I have no idea. So flaps are set to 10. Try it again.
Oh, bleeds. Turn the bleeds to min. Let's see if that
Okay.
fixes it. I'll bet you that does.
Go for it.
No.
Try it one more time. There we go. So what do we not set up? So the trim might just be outside that.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me back it off just a little bit. Let's see if it. No. That's
What are we
interesting.
missing?
Double check our gear pins, although I see them.
Yeah.
Yep, the gear pins are stowed. Altitude is set. I'm in toga mode. Heading is set. I mean, that shouldn't have any bearing. Let's see. Our props are both at max.
Yeah.
Flaps are within parameters. Our pumps are on. Auto feathers on.
Well, she's just gonna beep at you, I guess.
I
Looks
guess
good.
our fuel is fine. Oh, is there anything to do with like any ice protection? No, our bus tie is off. Wait a minute. No, our APU is off too. Beats me.
So let me put the GPWS landing flap to 10. Will that change it?
Shouldn't, but let me give it a shot. Nope.
No. All right. Well,
well.
I'm sort of happy with how the airplane's set up anyways.
Yeah, no, that looks fine. I'm clear to the left.
And clear on the right.
Okay. What's our initial altitude? 8 is I have to get
Yeah,
to?
above 8,000, yeah.
Okay. I know I should keep our props in the ground range here. Be a good citizen. It's like not going around blasting around on a speedboat, in a small harbor. Fairness, I hate that. I like being in a speedboat. I don't like being around speedboats. You know what I mean? It's a purely selfish pleasure.
Yeah.
Myself, I'd rather be in a sailboat with a beautiful girl who's in awe of my seamanship.
Your nautical
prowess.
excellence. Yeah, exactly.
But barring that, I'll take a frickin' speedboat. Okay,
That's
so
right.
our runway heading is, 303?
Yeah.
And we are, and you ready to go?
Ready to go?
All right. This is, we'll do it end top. We're fine.
Yeah.
Stable. See, and my yoke works fine.
Yep, she's not yelling at you either. So that's good.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for that.
Airspeed's live. $80 knots.
Check. One thing I will recommend when you can
V1?
rotating is the MFG crosswind pedals are amazing.
Positive rate.
Gear up, please.
You're up.
There's that beautiful yellow bar. And I'll take flaps up when you get a chance, and the props.
Flaps
set.
up. Props set to climb power. Leads. Shiny switches. Off.
You know what we didn't do and should have done is check our route. That would have been good. It all connected up though.
Yeah. That's short hop. Too easy.
Well, if it gets too long, we'll know we went the wrong way.
That's
won't we?
right, yeah.
It's like, hey, there's Spin Airport here. You might as well pop us into IAS.
Okay, yes. You want 180 something?
Yeah,
85.
that'll work.
Smooth as butter.
It is nice. It is, I mean, it's quite the luxury flying with two people.
Totally different experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are also pitfalls to get around, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily make it easier.
No, put two French pilots in a frickin' Airbus.
Yeah, no kidding.
That just pains me to read those things.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely some scary stuff going on in the world of aviation right now.
And overall, it's safer than it's ever been.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's just that when the exceptions happen, they're weird ones. They're atypical.
Yeah, they really need to address some of the salary issues and guys. Guys making $16,000 a year doing.
Yeah.
Some crazy
living
legs.
6 to a crash pad.
Yeah,
well,
some challenging conditions.
My buddy Miles O'Brien did that frontline documentary called Flying Cheap.
Miles O'Brien. Oh, I know that.
Yeah, from CNN probably.
Yeah.
He's one of our aviation consultants.
Oh, okay.
But he did a documentary for PBS here, and okay, and well, we are above 8,000, which is this plane is nothing if not sporty. Because of a little ice.
Well, that 30 knot headwind helps too. But
It is.
yeah, there's a little extra breathing room.
Just wait for a gust to pick us up off the runway.
That's right. I've done that before.
But he went to see an airline crash pad for Colgan pilots.
Okay.
Right near Newark Airport, and there was like a dozen of them all hotbedding the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Sleeping in shifts.
Yeah. Ice detected, so we've got all your protection on.
Okay, and actually, well, we'll be sort of a tweener here with 18,000 feet. It looks like.
Yeah.
I love that flight you did with Matt. Just
she's got running in the Q400. Yeah.
Well, I tried replicating it, and I basically ended up flying by GPWS because
the weather had come down a little bit more, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoy that type of flying. Sort of one guy reading the map, the other guy flying the airplane. No, don't have to worry about too much other stuff. I'm just sort of walking him on to where he needs to be in the next 60 seconds and taking it leg by leg. I really like that kind of tactical flying. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, actually an X-plane, there's a de Havilland Beaver, I think, that looks really good.
Yeah, it's well done, yeah.
By an outfit called Soulmade.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of the guys flying. I don't have it myself. I've seen some of the guys flying it.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of fun.
Well, I do like tail draggers. Did you ever fly any fixed-wing aircraft?
No, never.
Jesus, so you went straight to the hard stuff.
Yeah, well, like a challenge. I did, when I decided I wanted to be a pilot, I went up and did sort of 2 hours of fixed-wing time and 2 hours of helicopter time. The fixed-wing stuff, even after 2 hours, I was pretty bored with. Yeah. Not that I was exceptionally good at it by any means, but it was just sort of like, okay, well, once I have the airplane trimmed out, it just sort of trundles along, and that bored the living crap out of me. So I went and flew a helicopter and sort of fell out of it after an hour in a puddle of sweat and tears, and went, yeah, that sounds like
that's kind of good.
And that, yeah.
No, they're just so much more kinetic. Okay, we're coming up 1,000 away.
Okay.
jumped the gun, but outsell is on. The magic dash button.
Yep. Here's the
All right, I'll take props 850.
850 set.
Now my question is, do I try to echo that on my controller or just leave it alone? I'm going to leave it alone because mine burps and then we have to restart engines. And that's kind of
yeah.
That sucks.
Sounds good.
Oh man, the clouds are nice.
Yeah.
I do like bush piloting, and the Pacific Northwest is just, you know, be my ideal place to live. My sister-in-law is from Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and I really enjoy that part of the world too.
Yeah, Vancouver's really nice.
I like the idea of a little bit of Pacific culture, a little bit of Cuban cigar, a little bit of mountains.
Yeah.
You know.
Something about golfing and skiing in the same day that makes me very happy.
That is quite nice. I haven't played in a long time. I grew up right near a golf course. All right, we are in the cruise, and wow, looks like something. Let's see what our ice looks like. A little windshield gizmo. Oh yeah, there's a
Just
tiny little bit of rime on there.
Yeah, we're just skirting the top of these clouds here. I mean,
Yeah.
if we, yeah. Well, it looks like it's just a little bit here, and then we'll be above them.
Yeah, let me see how far we are from any conceivable descent.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. I'm going to hit my standard top of the climb bathroom break. I'll be back in a second.
Go to it. All right. We're going to duck into the clouds and pretend we know how to do this.
Yeah. Make it till you make it.
I always have a little bit of trouble establishing a reasonable descent, you know?
Yeah,
Once
once
you
you get
ease
it
into
trimmed
it a
out
little
near
bit.
the descent and the power set the way you want it, it's not too bad. Well, not too bad coming in a descent. It's that leveling off at the top of the climb that I always tend to waffle on.
Yeah, and again, in a real plane, it is easier because you feel the G's coming off of you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's more intuitive.
I mean, I sound like a freaking snob with all of about 24 hours in my entire lifetime flying.
It's amazing though how much you get from this side of things. Like, you know, having spent a good chunk of my adult life flying, and you get into the sim world, and I still learn stuff that I never learned in the real world because I've never been up in the googly ionosphere. I'm never worried about engine performance and fuel burn rates at altitude. But now I know about that stuff, and that's sort of augments my real world experience.
Yep. I'm going to just come down off the power a little bit and drop us out of the sky a little faster. We're getting pummeled.
Yeah, we are. And the weather radar is a little bit of yellow and red in there, but mostly nothing to worry about.
Let me know if
I'll let you know if we have
is in order.
Yeah. Oh, there will be no diversion. Committed emotionally to this approach.
Yep. Can you pop into the FMS and arm the approach in case I've forgotten?
Right. How do I do that?
You go to nav.
Okay.
And then look to the right.
Yeah.
Lower
Approach.
LSK.
Got it.
And it should be offering to arm.
I have armed it.
Good.
Okay.
And you don't activate it though, because
Okay.
that'll give us it'll expect us to take some sort of vectors.
Yeah.
And I'm just having a lumpy little VNAV path here. I'm not sure whether it's trying to figure itself out or I'm trying to figure myself out. But what I'm trying to do is just fly a fairly constant
Descent. Yeah. Profile.
descent and assume that when it figures the crap out, it'll keep up with it. So we are coming down at a pretty sharpish clip. I'm just going to ease off a little bit as that needle starts to climb back up. Wow, this is fun.
Yeah, my frames are long gone, but
Yeah,
so I don't think it's dragging you down, so that's good.
it's not great. You really, the thing is with clouds is that they take 2 or 3 passes through the GPU.
Right.
And that's what kills you. A little trim would be helpful here. There we go. And you know, the other saving grace about Sims is I think there's less confusion in IFR than there is in real life, because there aren't those physical inputs confusing you.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
It's easier to fly the needles here.
Yeah. It's spatial disorientation in the real world.
All right, so we need to be above 10 at Jumis, and we're 8 miles away, and we're
Yeah,
fine.
we stay
perfect.
above 10 for the whole arc.
So we're going to stay in more or less in this for the whole arc.
Yeah. And then from there we can dump down to 8.6.
Okay. Actually, I learned this from Les, is when you get hammered by turbulence, you know, try and fly a constant angle and, you know, rate of turn or anything like that for that matter, and not be distracted sort of compensating for each each little knock that it gives you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to level us off at 10 here. Oh, you hear that? You hear rain?
I do.
Awesome. Most awesome. And I'll bring us down to 250. And we're just ever so slightly deviated to the right.
Pardon me.
Did I nod it off there?
Oh, just burped up some coffee. It's like a little...
Occupational hazard.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Alright.
Just slightly inside this arc here, and I don't want to be, because there's probably bad stuff inside this arc.
Let's see. Yep. Well, we're sort of over the Jumis there is sort of over the highest point. The terrain sort of fades away and then comes back a bit. It looks like the nearest peak along this route to us is about 8,000 feet.
Okay, I'm just struggling to level ourselves at 10.
A little bit of purple on the weather radar. That's
oh
good.
Boy, all right.
Yeah, so turbulence is to be expected.
And we're laterally okay, and we're vertically okay too.
You using the HUD there? No, you're just doing this
no.
like a flight
Doing it
director.
on the pink needles.
Yeah.
Struggling with the trim, but that is to be expected. Also,
Yeah.
we're getting a couple updrafts and downdrafts too, which it seems to model.
That's cool. Yeah, well, I looked out the window and caught a glimpse of a mountain poking out at us.
All right, well,
It's
you
kind of
know,
nice.
That's why I'm not looking.
Yeah, don't look. It's scary. It's scary out there.
Well, we're on profile. Look at that, 0 lateral deviation. Okay,
Nice done.
couldn't do that in real life. Are you friends with the Flight Chops guy?
Yeah, we've never met. We're supposed to get together at Christmas though, because I'm gonna be down his way. So we're gonna sit down and have a beer at some point.
He's got a great channel.
Yeah, it's really good. Just seems like a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah. And he's built a career for himself.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But it's nice having that background, right? As he's in content creation, so he's all the video editing
Yeah,
stuff
so
he didn't
he-
have to learn, and he's got such a good attitude about
Exactly.
sort of super humble and.
I will
That's-
say that I wish he had a different trademark, because the man does not look good in mutton chops, but nothing you can do about that. That's gonna be with him forever.
Yeah.
He's gonna be.
Yeah.
He's
And I
gonna be
talked to him, and he's like, oh yeah, like he's met so many cool people and had so many opportunities.
Oh,
you
and
know,
it
going down
shows. It
to-
shows in the video. I mean, the
Yeah.
enthusiasm's kind of infectious, which is great.
Yeah, going down to he gave a talk at Google and did that flying course in SoCal.
I saw him in that with that aerobatic plane.
Yeah, flew the extra 300 and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, it's like in a constellation full of a-holes. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice not to.
Yeah, it's so rare to see humility on YouTube.
Yeah. Let's see. How are we doing here? We seem to be doing all right.
Yeah, life is good. And the winds have died down quite a bit, so we get 10 knots off the tail right now. Halfway through the arc, you're right on the money.
Yeah, I'm 20 feet low, but let me fix
I'll
that.
take it. Yeah, I'll just wind the altimeter up. It's on. Problem solved.
And yeah, we seem to be deeply in the crap. I could try the HUD. I kind of like flying the needles here.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I did take a dive. Hang on. Wages of inattention.
It doesn't take long, eh?
Not really.
And then it starts to snowball.
Oh,
You
yeah.
catch one thing, and then, yeah, all of a sudden a few seconds of not paying attention. Alrighty. Well, I'll run some checklists here while you're doing your thing.
Just mentally mixing my first drink of the night.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I am on day 2 of this hangover. I'm still not 100%.
Well, another pint or two of coffee will probably.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
be a
lots
start.
of water, multivitamins, and coffee. I don't think my diet's changed since I was 21.
No, mine mostly hasn't. I'm kind of lucky. I don't. I don't have a giant sweet tooth,
No, it's
and I
It's
pretty
an
much
easy.
weigh what I did in college.
yeah. I work out a lot, and I treat myself like crap otherwise. So it just sort of run this nice sort of middle ground. That's it. Like,
Yeah, well, enjoy it while you
Yeah.
can.
yeah.
So we're just sort of sandwiched in between a little bunch of crap here.
Oh, this is well flown.
It is occupying a certain amount of attention, I must say that. I was not always able to do this. And I'd say I got some sort of great enlightenment and skill, but in fact, one of the things was getting a better control setup.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell by looking at people's videos now whether they've got a Sci-Tech yoke, with
Oh,
that
really?
spring in the middle,
Yeah.
because their nose is bopping up and down. We just
Yeah.
we just got a big change in wind there. Not in direction, but in like, hit an updraft
Push,
and
did
it
ya?
it gave me a big push up.
Yeah.
There we go. Wow, that was something. Oh boy, and there are mountains here.
Mm-hmm.
There be mountains.
Yep, so we are, let's see, how far are we through the arc? Most of the way, so we're right over a high peak here. The terrain's at 7,000. 7,000 on the right and 8,000 on the left.
And I see we can come down to 8.6 after Nabby.
Yeah.
And then how far do we have to run after that? Not too far.
No, 9.4, so we'll call that 10, 16. Yeah, no, we still got another 20 some odd miles to go.
Wow, it's a hell of an approach.
Almost 30. Yeah, it's a huge arc.
It's like an approach and avoidance.
Yeah. Yeah, it starts you over the high ground and then sort of weasels you into this little valley.
Describes my last girlfriend.
Funny how that is.
You know.
Well, been there.
God, I went to an old girlfriend's second wedding.
Oh, jeez.
And somewhat on friendly terms with her, so that's kind of good.
That's good. That's a good sign, eh? Usually.
You know, it probably says more about her than me because has an inherently funny outlook on things, which is nice.
Yeah. That's good.
I wouldn't have gotten along with her otherwise. God, look at this weather. This is great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we chose well here.
Yes. Sneaky little approach. Nasty weather. Hand flying.
Yep.
A good time will be had by all. Except the passengers.
Yeah, I turned the seatbelt light on. I've met my obligation to them.
Yeah, exactly. No refunds will be given out. I just hope my nose wheel steering works when we land. It's so embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, because I had a similar issue, and I can't remember how I fixed it.
I never had it before. I just don't know why it cropped up now. I'm racking my brain to think of what I might have changed. Okay, so we can come down to 8,600 now.
Yeah.
Can you bug my altitude, please, for 86?
Alrighty. 86.
That's another thing that the real plane is so much better at, is that the knobs are big.
Yeah.
You know, you just reach up and you do it. You don't have to diddle around with the mouse or something.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're right in the valley now. We're
We
over
are.
the valley.
Yeah, once we start coming down to 8.6 here, we're sort of 1,000 feet separated from the top of the mountains, but
All right. Well,
we're over the valley anyway.
I'm just going to level us out in 1 second and let the speed come off. Cool. Ever so slightly to the right. Just correct there.
Yeah, not much of a wind now. It's 4 knots right to left.
Yep. What do you think? Come down to 200?
Sure. Yeah, looks like we got 20 miles till we're on the ground. We have to lose 4,000 feet. No, 5,000 feet.
Now, I see the rain but don't hear it. And I just, by a mile, busted our altitude. We shall level off and feel ashamed. Honestly, it's a fat needle.
That's right.
It's only one needle width. Alright, now we can come down to
There you go, yeah.
6,500. Now you see, everyone's happy.
It all worked out in the end.
Just remember, we're all counting on you.
Let's see. Just take a last look at the checklist.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Establishing our track here. 5 miles to Sucto. And have to come down 1,100 feet. We can do that.
Yep. And 15 left on the approach, 15 miles.
Okay. Struggling with my trim with these up and down ramps, but I'll get it. Actually, I'll take flaps 5, please.
Okay, 5 sets.
Just want to bring the nose down a little bit.
Indicating. Gonna bring your props forward.
Yeah, actually, we can do a reduced,
Sure.
what you call it.
Alright, so wind them back to 850 and then do that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm actually just used to sort of the profile that way.
Okay. You're set up, props at 850.
All right. Okay. A little bit unstable here, but I'll work on it.
Yeah, the speed's gonna have to come off for sure.
Yep. Bring it down now. Too soon for gear?
Let's do it. I think we need to drag.
Yep.
We're just coming down.
Yeah, that's settling this a little bit.
And you got 3 green.
Okay. Just trim up a little bit. One more notch of flaps, please. 10.
10 set. And indicating.
2,500.
Okay, 7 miles to come down. Okay, our LNAV approach is armed. Flaps 15, please.
15 set. And indicating.
Get the feeling that we are going to be challenging some minimums, maybe.
Yeah. Let's see. Get down to 400 feet. And the weather is saying ceilings are broken at 300. We'll see how it goes. The missed approach is just straight ahead. I'll make sure the heading bug's set up.
Okay, thanks. Climb to what?
And let's see here. Straight ahead to 13,000. Set that in the window.
I see a snippet of ground, and that would be our outer marker. Oh, do you have my ref speeds high for the icing?
No, I don't.
I think you do.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I have the ref switch thrown. So 146 in theory would be it, but...
I don't like the deviation between my flight director, which is telling me to climb, and my... Nah.
I'm going to kill that VREF thing there.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're okay to keep coming down.
Yeah.
Go down all the way to 3,600.
Yep.
2 miles to go.
1,000.
I'm starting to see the ground.
Bits of the ground.
Yeah.
My feet can only find the rudder pedals. That would be good. Ah, runway.
Nice. 150 feet
Boom.
to go.
Plus 100.
Red over white.
We're right
Love it.
on.
Plus 100.
Look at that. Look at that baby.
Minimums. Minimums.
Landing. Oh.
It's a beautiful thing.
Now I'll just cock up the roll. Oh. I still see the lights.
Yeah.
All right. Caught a gust, brought us high.
Full up.
Yeah, I got you. Whoa, that is a little sporty.
That is a gust, yeah.
Holy crap. All right, well, we got 9,000 feet of runway, right?
Yeah. 8,000 now.
And the best rudder pedals in the world.
That's right.
Whoa, that's another gust. Holy, did you see that?
I did.
All right, screw this. We're landing.
Yeah. Max reverser.
Yes. That was the biggest gust I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah, it's a good thing we had 2 miles of runway.
Holy crap, wow. All
Well,
right.
well done. It's a good thing we had lots of room there, but we got
Yeah,
her.
let's just, I guess, back taxi. Is there a taxiway at the end? Can't even see it.
Let's see.
I think there is, yeah. That looks like taxi lights down there. Yep.
Yeah, there is.
Wow. Well, that's not one for the books, I'm sorry, but
No.
that was...
Yeah, and we could have gone around, but
gone around to what,
fly
though?
that arc again, you know what I mean? It's,
Screw that.
to try it again would have taken us half an
No,
hour.
it was closing in. Dollars to Donuts, a minute or two from now, there's no
Oh
approach
yeah,
anyway.
no way to get in. That it was nice though. It was right to minimums. The hand-flown approach right to minimums.
Yep. Let's turn out here and change our pins.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be lying if I said I was not just a little stressed.
I imagine.
And I'm sure there's a terminal somewhere.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Another left here and follow Alpha.
Actually, it looks like they built a little scenery in here. There's fence and there's...
Yeah. You can see
this
the
is-
tower there in the distance.
Yeah, this is part of Orbic's world.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to be coming out with Southern California soon. That's going to be like a pilot
yeah.
edge dream.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, there's the tower. Look at that. X-Plane usually does a better job with like runway, tower beacons and things like that, but that one works.
Yeah.
God, look at that. That is not 400 feet ceilings anymore.
No. Yeah. Yeah. We were, I don't know, we'd have to pull the tape. It looked like we were about 500 feet, which is 100 above minimums.
Yeah, well, it was 100 above, and I saw the runway and lights, but then
Yeah, we went back into it for a second, right?
yeah, it's like one of those Los Angeles arrivals where it's like that marine layer that you descend down through at like 750 feet, scares the crap out of you.
Yeah.
I can imagine how disorienting that is as a pilot.
I've never done any IFR stuff in the real world. Ooh, thank you.
It's an interesting art, and everybody I talk to about it says really the only way to do it without killing yourself on a regular basis is to do it with somebody.
Yeah, single pilot IFR, especially on round dials. Jeez.
Yeah.
It takes a...
I mean, I see some of Keith's recordings, and
Yeah, he's a whole other animal, though. Guy has his stuff together.
well, yeah, I get the feeling he started this whole business just so that he could be around IFR procedures more.
Yeah.
You know, he clearly likes what he's doing. He seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah, just genuinely one of the nicest guys you'll ever chat with, for sure. But just he's one of those guys who drives you up the wall because he's good at everything he's done.
Yeah.
And I know a bunch of guys like that. I'm super jealous of all of them.
Yeah, no, it's difficult to dislike them.
Yeah.
Makes you feel worse because you resent their success.
Yeah. I had a friend of mine.
Right. I'm going to be safe in assuming that there ain't nobody coming down this runway from either direction.
That is safe. I would tell you, but my right window's all fogged up from
Well,
hard breathing I was doing there.
Oh, this is a nice looking little airport. Look at that.
I'm really glad we popped in here.
Yeah, this is a great choice. I really thought I was going to stuff that one up.
I was just so, like, if we had to eat the missed approach there, we were going to be here for like another 20 minutes getting around that.
No.
Net.
There's porcelain that needs my attention.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll pull up here. But, I mean, I just love flying this plane.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing this in some sort of Coronado thing and not really...
Not having that fidelity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
They're pretty planes, boy.
Yeah. First place in the beauty contest, last place in the talent show.
That's about it. Exactly.
All right, so your APU's on.
All right.
Taking the low, bus size on. You can kill those engines after the cooldowns. Realistically happy with.
Yep. Let him go chilling. Yeah, I normally, once this plane gets set in its final 10 feet, there's not a lot that can lift it that high off the air, off the ground.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, it got completely blown back up into the air.
Yeah, I haven't experienced that one yet, but that was kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say.
You know?
I'm glad I wasn't flying it. I'm glad you were doing all the hard work.
It really is my relaxation.
That's cool.
It's
It's so satisfying, right, when you get it correct. Like,
oh yeah,
it's
it's Matt every once in a while in the Airbus or in the 777 will fly an approach with just with the MC mode control panel, but he'll have it out on the map and he'll plug his descent in and he'll hit that turn, on like one of those 180s to final.
Yeah.
And he'll look up, and there will be the Pappies red over white. And
Yeah.
I've never seen that kind of joy out of a human being before. But I understand it completely because it's like using a precision tool to precision.
Yeah.
Let me just shut
exactly.
us down here. No, it is really really, really cool. Thank you. Got that.
Cool.
All right.
That's how you do that.
Tell you, it's learn something every time, and that's the first time I've flown something like that down to such kind of stringent minimums.
Yeah, and that was all legal. You know what I mean? Like, it was really good.
No laws were broken.
No airplanes were broken. No laws
no
were
electrons
broken.
were bent.
That's a good day. That is a good day.
All right. Well, I'm definitely putting this one up online because that was a lot of fun.
Cool.